Hello, everybody. Welcome to the main event 133. Today, we've got Gopal with us from Rubbarband. He's been on with us before. He was on when he was first introducing Rubbarband. Been in touch with him regularly on LinkedIn. When he introduced the new capability of script to video, I invited him to come on with us today. The more people that hear directly from you about how this operates, really very helpful for everybody.
Thanks for having me, Big Al.
Before you get started, I just want to cover a couple of things for people who are not real familiar with what's out there. There are a number of sites that talk about it being script to video, but there's places like Canva.com, Visla US, and even CapCut's got a program. But what they're doing is they're taking your script and then they're using stock footage and pairing up your script with stock footage. With Canva, Visla, they're using things like from Getty or whatever in their stock footage. That's not what you're doing. There are very few people that are doing what you're doing right now. One of them is Lightricks, LTX.com. And they've got basically, it sounds to me like they're doing what you're trying, getting started here. I'd like to get you to give us some comparison. I can also give some comparison about costs involved. We can get into that as after you get into your introduction. It's a fascinating field, and the thing that I think is important, and as I was saying before we started recording, besides putting your introductory video on the comment section, I also put a link to your site. And the third thing that I put there was a to Final Draft, which is a site that will help you to write a properly formatted script. There's an industry standard. They use Courier or Courier New as a type font, 12 point. Just quickly share my screen to just show an example of that very quickly. This on the my left page here is typical script format. Is other than different from writing copy on stuff. You'll see like you'll use INT for inside shot, EXT a little bit on the Garden State Parkway. So that's an outdoor shot. Speakers are highlighted. What they're saying is centered in the page. You don't have to necessarily center it. It can be all flush left. This is what a normal professional script looks like. So I just wanted to show that for a second because we'll be getting into. So, Abby, welcome. Tell us what you're doing and why we brought you here today.
Cool. Thanks for having me, Big Al. Hey everyone. So I'm Avi. I'm one of the founders of Rubbarband, and what we do is we actually do pre-production for Hollywood studios as well as indie directors that are making movies. And what exactly does that involve? So when you're making a film, you kind of want to do a lot of planning for basically what you're going to shoot on set. And that entire process is called pre-production. So it ranges all the way from, making your scripts to budgeting for each aspect of it, to storyboarding for it, and also to like blocking where your characters need to be going and what they're doing. What we help creatives with is we help them with their creative brainstorm for what they're going to have their actual scene look like. So in the long term, what that's kind of going to be is like you can think of it as a sandbox for what you're going to shoot on set. You know exactly how you're going to shoot it and what it's going to look like before you go on set. And that's useful because, production's expensive. Like shooting things on set is very expensive. So from that perspective, the way we're tackling this problem is when you come to us with a fully formed script, we're able to help you visualize what that script will look like. So this might be helpful when you're writing the script, and this might also be helpful when you're actually planning for what to shoot in production. So that's kind of the intro there. And that's why Big Al like kind of put in the final draft script writing practices so that people can actually go ahead and create scripts. I mean, the easiest other way is you can just ask ChatGPT to create it for you and you can copy the text in. That's like an option that we have on Rubberband. But without further ado, I guess like I can start sharing and like showing you guys what the product does.
Please.
Cool. I think it should fix itself when it starts sharing anyways, so we can try that, and if it doesn't work, we'll figure it out.
Okay.
So I'm gonna share here. So this is Rubbarband. Did it kind of fix itself, guys? Okay, it looks like it fixed itself. So yeah, so this is our site, rubbarband.com. When you go here, you're kind of dropped into our landing page where it explains that basically we go from script to movie. So we're gonna get started here for free, and this is what our homepage looks like. So when you actually create a movie, you'll be asked to upload a script, choose the style that you want, kind of like either your pre-production to look like or your actual AI film to look like. You can then customize your characters, and then you can edit your storyboards, make them videos, like make sure that everything in terms of what you're drawing up looks exactly the way you want. So let's actually go ahead and start this process. So I'm gonna hit next right here. Over here, you can either upload a PDF file, a final draft file, those are the FDX files that Al kind of like put in the event, or you can paste your script as a text. And for the purposes of this demo, just because I think most people here will be pasting it in as text, I think I do have something. So I'm just gonna go over to ChatGPT. And what I did is I basically wrote a script that kind of discusses this funny little spec ad for Tesla using my dog Chessa. So I'm gonna switch and paste that in here. So I pasted that in from ChatGPT. I asked ChatGPT to format it. So basically what it is just like, it's just this whole thing about like Chessa, who's this dog, and then there's this owner who has a routine with her every single day, but the owner leaves at the start of the day and comes back after work, right? So the dog is bored during the whole day. But one day, the doors open so the dog is able to hop into a Tesla and take its self-driving abilities to the owner's workplace to find the owner. So I'm going to use that, hitting next now. And over here, I can use kind of style reference images. And that will basically, you can upload your own, or you can use our regular noir or illustration styles. For this demo, I guess I can use the noir. I'm going to hit next. We're going to say we do want to customize the characters. The reason for that is because I want Chessa to actually look like my dog, and maybe I'll make the owner actually look like me. And our filmmakers, all of them will usually choose to customize their shot list, and that's because what we're going to do as an AI platform is we're going to read your entire script, break it down into scenes, and create a shot list for each scene. And what that means is like every single film has a shot list where it figures out what takes are going to actually belong in the film. And that's what we are going to improve on whatever the AI builds. So I'm going to hit next here. I think I do have credit, so I'm going to hit create film. And in a couple minutes here, we're going to be taken to basically our characters page where we're going to see all of the different characters in our script. I think this script should just have my dog and me. So at this point, I guess in the next couple minutes while this loads, I guess I can take some questions. Yeah. So over here, we see like our characters are basically correctly identified by the script. But this is not what my dog looks like, and this is not what I look like, right? And the reason that it's this way is because these were completely generated by AI, and what we want to do is we want to guide the AI to what they're actually supposed to look like. So let's go ahead and hit edit this character, and I'm going to upload a little tiny low quality screen grab of my dog right here. So I don't know if you guys are able to see this, but it's a tiny screen grab of my dog. I'm going to hit open here, and then I'm just going to put in golden retriever. So that's going to start generating, and in a minute or so here, we'll probably have my dog. So I hit back while it's generating, and now I'm going to take a look at what's going on here. So this is supposed to be the owner, which the description that was written was a person in warm demeanor who appears to be in their 30s. That's not exactly what we want. So we're going to go ahead and do the exact same thing for the owner. So I'm going to go here, get a quick little screen grab of myself, and I'm going to upload that to Rubbarband. So hitting open here, and then I'm going to type young man wearing, I don't know, black t-shirt and jeans, perhaps. And we have to wait while that one's finishing generating. Now we're going to hit enter here. While this is generating, we can go back and see what happens. So now we got this dog that looks exactly like my puppy. So this is Chessa, and then we can hit back because we're happy with this. What we've done, what Rubbarband has done, is it's created kind of like this 3D view of the character so that it's consistent across all the different angles for the character. Now we're going to give it a quick second while the owner generates as well.
What would happen, Abby, if you didn't like the character?
Yeah, you can keep editing it. So you can obviously undo to what you previously had, or you can keep like typing new ways to generate that character, and you can repeat this process as many times as you want to get that perfect character that you desire.
Okay, great, thanks.
Cool. So this is, I would say like I could have gotten a little higher quality picture of myself so that it looks a little more accurate, but this is what we got through AI. And we're going to go ahead and say confirm these characters. And now what it's going to do is it's going to take a couple minutes to give us every single, essentially every single shot that will be in every scene of our script. So for the purpose of this demo, I've already kind of uploaded this script just earlier today. So I'm going to stop again, and this is that tab. So what we see here is every single scene of the script, where on the left we have kind of the scene's contents, and on the right we have the corresponding images. So what's going on here? Over here we have Chessa, tail wagging furiously, waiting at the door, I guess, which is right here. And over here we have the wide establishing shot where the door is centered, and then it pushes in a little bit to Chessa from behind. Now, since all of these are AI, and since a lot of these are auto-generated, albeit with some like parameters that make it more consistent, inevitably you will have to edit a lot of these pictures. And we'll get into how to edit in just a second here. So this is our scene 1. If you hit next on the left side, you run to scene 2, where we can see Chessa through the doorway window from outside. Now, for example, I don't like the fact that this is so dark outside. It's probably supposed to be brighter. So that is something that I would edit. Okay, so let's keep going here. This is the third one where I'm entering the house, and then Chessa is lunging forward. And then this is, I guess, me beaming with warmth as I see her. And this is both of us eating at the dining table, things like that. So we can try some quick edits here. Let's see what we can do. What looks bad enough for an edit. These images actually look pretty good. Let's actually change this one. So this one, it looks a little too animated. So what I would do here is I'd say the style should be of the image should be realistic. And the dog in the image should be Chessa. What's cool is in Rubbarband, the second you type your characters, they will get auto-tagged in the editing. So you know how when you're trying to edit normally, you'll be typing prompts, you'll be attaching like reference images to your characters, and you'll have to keep worrying about these kind of things as you edit. And Rubbarband will auto-populate the whole thing for you. So we're going to run this edit, and we're going to see what happens. So that's going to start editing here. And the idea is, after we're done making all of our start frames into a place that we really like, we'll go ahead to the video tab, and we'll convert all of these start frames to videos. So when we have scene 1, for example, when we click this section, we've highlighted this section to be one video. So we can change that highlighting so that this entire section is one video, which is probably what we want for this clip anyways, because we don't really need one shot of this and one shot like that. So we can now generate a video by hitting extend to video right here. And then what I'm going to do is I'm just going to basically describe what I want to see here. I already have an auto-populated prompt for what it will be sent to our video engines, but these are obviously populated by AI, so you might want to modify them a little bit. So let's see what we got here. So this is a wide eye level single shot. We probably don't need that because that's obvious from the starting frame. This is the door rattles. We can keep that part. And I think we also want to add that Chessa, the dog, is wagging its tail furiously. Okay. The dog in front of the door wags its tail furiously. Starts to open. So I'm gonna now hit the generate button so that I can generate the video for this. I can hit Control or Command and Enter, and this is going to start generating the video. So once we're done generating this video, this is kind of going to be our video for this segment of the script. So while this generates, let's go back to that edit that we were trying to make. So I think that edit was in scene 6, so I'm gonna go back to scene 6 and see if it is complete. So this is complete, and we had this one, but we also got this, and the issue was it basically didn't have Chessa because I think it didn't tag correctly. But the idea is it became more realistic, and we can make it look like Chessa by basically like typing her name and saying Chessa is supposed to be the character. So this can start. And the idea is you can keep iterating on these images and make them perfect to fit whatever video you're trying to create. Okay, so this is the next one where they're scared on the couch huddling together. This is pretty funny. I think that would work well. And this is Chessa getting tucked in. Now what I'm curious about is towards the end of the script where Chessa gets into the car. Those are ridiculously difficult images for AI to get. So let's try fast forwarding there. So this is where the car is here. So we see Chessa's looking at the car, and then she has to, this is a nice shot, but we actually have to get one of her getting into the car. So where is that? Chessa sits in the driver's seat. Okay, so this is pretty good, but this doesn't look like a Tesla, right? So we probably want to say the car is supposed to look very modern on the inside.
Also looks like she's back seat.
Yes, yeah, it's like a pickup truck, right? And there, it should be a 4-door car. So we'll see what we get there. We'll wait for this to edit. And while this is going, let's take a look at that video that we had. So now if we go back to scene 1, it should have created that video. So I'm going to change to the video tab, and we're going to see what we got. So this is what we got. So over here, we basically just finished the video for our first scene, right? So this is how we're going to start, with the door opening, Chessa wagging her tail, and then the next scene is going to be, well, actually this script is probably badly written, because this should be the first scene, right? Chessa should be inside the house from the outside, then the door should open. So we'll skip this one for now, and we'll move to the next scene where Chessa actually jumps on the owner. So we can take this shot. So we're gonna go here, and we're gonna also extend this into video. So this is basically the idea of how to use Rubbarband. You're going to have each of your start frames. You will modify them to make them look more perfect. Then you will convert all of them to video. And finally, when you have all of those videos together, you'll be able to create your movie. So right now we're in the process of like kind of animating all of our storyboard images, if you will. So,
Abby, quickly, my question is, can you take images that you've already created and substitute for some of these pictures?
yeah, absolutely. You definitely can. So, let's show you guys how to do that right now. So as we can see, first of all, it converted this back into Chessa, and it's in that realistic style that we exactly wanted. One thing that you probably noticed is it got a little grainy, right? And we don't like that. So what we can do is we can upscale this image right here so that it removes the graininess. And now to answer Big Al's question, which is, can you bring your own shots? Well, all you have to do for that is you can just drag in whatever shot you have, and you can drag it onto the Rubbarband storyboard like this. And it's just going to upload that storyboard image, analyze it, and kind of tell you what's going on here. So this is a medium eye level static single shot, and what's going on there, it's a young man sitting on a grass with two dogs smiling at the camera. So we were able to add this image in, and then we can animate it if we want as a part of our movie. So I'm going to delete this now because it's kind of irrelevant.
So what about having it match color palette?
Yeah, so that's a good question. So in order to match color palette, the easiest way would be to edit your shot and kind of talk about the way you'd want that to be done. Another option is if you do have a defined color palette, you can use the kind of like style reference and attach a lot of images for that specific style. So for this one, I added this in an image from like Wes Anderson's finishing scheme. But if you had a specific color palette and you had examples of images that fit that color palette exactly, you can add up to 5 images, and what you'd find is all of your generations will match that color palette and style.
Okay, and what if you just asked it to match your other shots? Would it do it?
So one thing, our generations are not knowledgeable about the other images that are already generated. The way that you'd have to do that is you can pass the images as a reference, right? So you can just add reference images to those other ones that you just generated. So it would be like maybe something like this, and then you'd say maybe the walking scene should match this color palette. You could do something like this.
Okay, great. Thank you.
Match it. Yeah.
And what if you want to get rid of the scarf?
Sorry, what was that?
What if you want to get the scarf?
Okay, I can't hear you too well, but I think what if you wanted to get rid of the scarf was the question. But all you'd have to do is just basically type like remove the scarf from her neck. That's the idea for how to use Rubbarband. There's a lot of interesting other features that might be of interest. Don't want to add too many things to this. But basically, the idea is, with storyboarding and previs, what's important is kind of, I'll get to you in a quick sec here, Eric. What's important is to kind of show progressions of action sequences, right? So on that end, what we have in Rubbarband is you can take an existing image and kind of like move it a little further along that shot. So the way we do that is something called extrapolation. So if you hit extrapolate shot on this, we see Chessa is now walking in the middle. Maybe she's supposed to be walking from the middle to the right side. So we would, in order to extrapolate the shot, we'd say the dog is supposed to be looking to the right with her body angled that way. And if we do this, what it's going to do is it's going to create another shot inside the same scene with that extrapolation complete. So why is this so important? It's because we animate this shot, and then the next starting point that seems reasonable is Chessa looking to the right. So we need to also have that shot, and that's what we're able to do in Rubbarband. Eric, what was the question?
So my question is, once you have all the individual videos the way you like them, where are they all stored, and then how do you put them together into one movie?
So basically, all the videos right now, we don't have a compositor in our app, mostly because there's a lot of different free video editor apps. I mean, just like from like, you can get the basic version of CapCut, you can get like DaVinci Resolve, all these like different like free software. So what you would do is you just download the videos off our app into like whatever compositor software that you'd want to just put them together. So that's the idea there. Awesome. So as we can see here, it just kind of extrapolated from Chessa moving here to Chessa kind of like looking rightwards. And this is kind of something I want to highlight that's really cool with Rubbarband. Like, it's the exact same dog. And the consistency is perfect because of that 3D kind of mesh that we created there. Cool. All right. So I guess the rest of this demo would really just be a continuation of this. So we can just continue to field questions here. So Big Al, did you have a question?
My question is, can we see the storyboard all together, all the frames, gathered so we can see the flow of the scenes?
No. So you can see each of the scenes together. The reason we didn't put all the storyboards together is because we actually want to show you the way the script corresponds to the board. And we just simply can't fit the entire script into the left side. So we kind of do it scene wise, and then you can see all of your images for each of your scenes. Or if you switch to the video tab, you can see all of the videos playing together. Glenn, was there a question there?
Yes, Abby, how are you? It's been great so far. This is interesting. So from the moment that you started till now, you're doing a very realistic, natural, honest story. What if I wanted the dog to stand up like a person and start dancing with a top hat or whatever? Can it defy realism and get into surrealism?
Yeah, totally. So what we do is we're an applications company. So that means what we use is a bunch of these like state-of-the-art models under the hood. So our capabilities on that side are just as good as whatever you'd see if you were to use like, Sora, VO, Runway, whatever that is. So if you see it there, you can definitely do it in our app. And I think that's like something we've definitely seen. So let's see. We can add something crazy. So Chessa starts standing on her hind limbs and dances. So if we do this, we'll generate this video and see what happens. Cool. All right. I think that was maybe all the questions. Cool. Well, yeah, I mean, this is kind of what our app does. Is N-frame supported? That is actually a great question. We're working on that. We're trying to get it in. It's mostly what we're doing right now is we're using the state-of-the-art models, which is mostly like Kling 2.5 and VO3, which don't support N-frames in the API. So we're working on that. We're talking to them to try to get that for us.
I have a quick. Sorry, Abby.
Yeah, of course.
Can we see a video?
Yeah. That's kind of like what I showed you guys this example, right? That I just generated.
From what you just did.
Yeah. So this was this video, for example, that we just made. We had that one. We're also making one right now, which will take another. Here we go. Let's see what we got. So
how long does it take to generate it?
Oh, you saw live time, right? So that took this one took about 1 to 2 minutes. Yeah.
Okay. Thanks.
Cool. All right. Well, yeah, that's kind of the biggest aspects of this presentation that I wanted to show you guys. Yeah. So thanks for listening. If there's any other questions, happy to respond.
Yes, can you show us an example of the character speaking the actual dialogue line?
Sure, we can do that. And that actually reminds me of something I forgot to mention, which is in Rubber Band, each of your characters can have trained voices. So what I can do here is I can upload kind of like a voice for what I want this guy to sound like. So let's see if I got anything over here. I think you can also record it live time, but I just have something. So here, okay, over here I have some random like audio of Pinocchio speaking. So I'm just gonna upload that. Gonna open that. Generate a voice preview, which is basically cloning that voice, and this is what it sounds like.
Hello, this is a test of my voice!
So you can kind of like upload whatever you want your characters to sound like, and then you can actually clone their voices. So now let's go to a scene where maybe someone's talking. This one probably doesn't have too much of that. We can choose this one. First, we should remove the woman from the bottom of the picture. I think the AI thought that Chessa was a woman. So we're going to remove that really quick. And then we can maybe generate some kind of dialogue of me speaking there. But yeah, so the idea is you can generate these video segments of people talking. And then what you can do is you can then dub it using the custom voice that you just saw. All within the app. So now we're going to say... we're going to convert this into a video. So this one, extend to video. We're just going to modify it minimalistically. So it just says, hi, baby. And the owner exclaims warmly from the screen. So we're going to see what happens. And after that, we're going to see this dub voice thing activate where we're able to basically dub that person's voice into like the voice that we trained. Cool. Anyone else with any questions while that one generates? Awesome. Oh, okay. Teresa, go ahead.
So what is the maximum length of what can be generated? For example, I was just asked to do a music video. So if I use your platform and I'm doing all these things, is there a maximum? I think the songs are 3 to 4 minutes, for example. Could I generate that many images? Or if I wanted to make an actual like hour-long film, would I be able to do that many images?
Yeah, I mean,
Or scenes?
there's no maximum here. You can generate how much ever you want. The only max that is imposed is the maximum on the length of a particular specific video within your overall movie, right? So right now, I think our maximum individual video length is probably going to be 8 seconds. But what you can do is you can just take the end frame of that video and create another video after that to logically extend it. Big Al, getting
Okay.
I want to ask, you have a free subscription, you have a pro subscription. The pro subscription is $49. It says per seat per month, and there's 4,000 credits. Now, you mentioned to me that you're using VO3, so my question is, how long of a script can we produce with 4,000 credits?
Yeah, it's a good question. Honestly, it depends on the number of rerolls you want, right? Like that's unfortunately the answer with AI. With 4,000 credits, what you'll get is, let's see, over here I gave myself manually 100,000 credits. So I have 1462 images left. So to make sure I'm not forgetting it, I'm just gonna quickly open my calculator and put this out. So this is 100,000. So calculator 100,000. Oh, actually, there's an easier way to check this. So, yeah, so with 4,000 credits, you basically get 10 times this amount, right? So you'll get 800 videos and 80 seconds of 800 images or 80 seconds of videos. That's what you'd be able to create. So going back to what we have here. So let's see what we got.
Hi, baby.
So this is what we got of the man talking. What we can do is, if we don't like his voice, we would just dub it, right? So we would It says train your characters before dubbing. The reason is because Chessa, we didn't train her voice, so I'm just gonna record random audio for Chessa's voice. This is a recording. This is a recording. I'm gonna stop.
Hello, this is a test of my voice.
Cool. So we have that, and let's double check that we had that voice for the owner. Just gonna upload that again. I think I may have forgotten to hit save. Preview this really quickly.
Hello, this is a test of my voice.
So I'm gonna hit save here. Cool. And now we're going to try to dub that. Okay, so that was, I think, the third scene right here. We're gonna hit dub, and we're gonna see what happens. So this, what it's ideally going to do is it's going to create that voice that I was.
Hi, baby.
Yeah. So as we can see, you got a little closer to more of the Pinocchio voice, and we could basically keep doing the dubs until we perfectly align with that voice that we're interested in.
Hi, baby.
So it gets a little closer every time, and you can keep running that. Yeah. All right. So I hope that answers the question about, like, can we get an example of someone speaking? Was there anything else?
I question regarding it generated the sound of the door opening. It's creating some sounds from the script. Is that correct?
That's right. Yes.
So sound effects, but voices when you have a voice already assigned.
That is correct. That is correct.
Okay. If we wanted to add music, we'd do that by editing, right?
That's exactly right. Yeah, like those kind of things you can just add in post. We just don't specialize in it because we're trying to get like this right, and this is like a pretty big chunk of it that we've bitten off.
Okay. Eric?
Do you have a sample of a completed, video that you could share with us that was done?
Yeah, 100%. I'll send one through. I'll put one in the group.
Hey, I'm Jeremy, and today I'm excited to launch Rubbarband, the first tool that lets you make full-length movies using AI. With Rubbarband, everything starts with your script. Upload your script, and Rubbarband automatically breaks it into shots. From your initial shots, you can edit them using text or extend these into full clips for your movie. Rubbarband also lets you customize your character's look and voice. You can train voice models on your actors and instantly hear dialogue performed in their voice. You might recognize the voice we're using here. Lastly, Rubbarband can generate a complete original soundtrack using text. Let's try generating an orchestral theme and add it to our movie.
Take down that.
There's a long ways to go, but we're excited about our progress so far. If you'd like to try Rubbarband, comment down below to get early access.
Cool. Yeah. So that was our launch video, and yeah, that kind of like gives you a little tiny snippet of something that we've generated. But I'll put a longer segment in.
I think this has been very, very interesting and everything. A question I have again is trying to figure out, I'm just wondering how long of a video individual can make using the program within the parameters of the $49 a month.
Yeah, so as I mentioned, you with $49 a month, you can get up to 80 seconds of video. So like that doesn't count the re-rolls that you might need to do, right? So that depends on really the quality of the video you want, but you can get 80 seconds of video out of the product.
Other than that, you would take and you would go and buy more credits.
Yeah, that's exactly right. So you can keep buying like top-ups until you completely finish off your video.
I had mentioned Lightricks, LTX.com earlier in terms of you're basically saying you're different from them because of what you're doing with other companies. How do you define the difference between the two companies?
It's pretty simple, honestly. We're a product like explicitly made only for filmmakers. LTX is a generic like storyboarding company. It's more like a visualizer. What we've built is like kind of like a creative co-pilot for when you have a script. So it's a much more defined product, and because we are a more like horizontal company than LTX, we use a lot of different technology under the hood and are not only using, for example, like LTX models and things like that.
Any other questions, people?
No questions, but I'm really impressed, and I want to play with it. I studied film, but it's been difficult with the tools recently to kind of get it all in one place. Seems a bit like the workflow is from here to there and back and forth. So this seems like a really nice tool to work on something that's cohesive. Thank you.
Let me comment first on that. I would recommend that you get the $49 subscription in order to do that. When I was going on initially, what I did was I couldn't get much of anything with the free, so I bought $20 worth of time. That still wasn't enough for what I had put into the script. Now, I admit I had put a fairly lengthy thing in there. My suggestion is go with the $49 and then see if you need anything beyond that.
Yeah, 100%. If you're working on a specific project, what we do with small indie directors and like, for example, like music video makers is we actually arrange like on a per project basis. Basically, it's a higher upfront cost, and then we ensure that like kind of we get you to a place where you're able to use the video, and obviously we offer like a full refund if you're not satisfied. So if it is a higher budget kind of like production project, then feel free to reach out and we'll try to iron out some kind of agreement that way with you.
Eric?
How much time do you get with the free trial on the free part?
It's almost nothing. Honestly, the free trial you get infinite breakdowns, which means like you can create as many shot lists as you want. You can create as many characters as you want. You can specialize all of your characters, and you can generate, I believe, something around 5 images. But the point is, all of these videos are extremely expensive, so it's really not usable if you want the videos to come out of the product and to be able to create a movie.
So that would be better for just more of the storyboarding aspect of it versus the actual video creation.
That's exactly right. So it would be good for kind of like ironing out all of your shot list and what the characters look like, and maybe getting a couple of images.
They're using VO3. And so that's what the expense is. If you were to go directly to VO3 to produce stuff, you're going to be paying a hefty price for that as well. That's the reality of dealing with VO3. But the other reality of dealing with VO3 is you're getting the quality of VO3.
Yeah, that's exactly right, Miguel. Thank you. All right. Well, thank you so much, guys. Really, really enjoyed talking to you all.
Well, thank you. Really appreciate it. I want to.
Sorry, I missed the beginning, and I think that you probably said it, but in what platform are the images being generated?
Yeah, so it's a mix. It's a bunch of different models. We kind of like customize the selection based off like what model would work best. So you might be getting an OpenAI image, you might be getting a Flux image, you might be getting like a Dream image. It kind of like depends on your prompt. We try to make it like so that we're able to choose the best possible thing for whatever you provide.
I really appreciate you being here today, and I think everybody that is watching this is impressed with what you're doing and what you've been able to accomplish at this point already. I'm sure you'll be adding more capabilities as you go. Please keep us informed about that. Next week, I have Linda Cathcart is going to be here with me, demonstration of how to use CapCut. So we have Cathcart talking about CapCut. So the two of us are going to do it back and forth with each other and try to demonstrate various things about how to use CapCut. Then in 3 weeks, we have Marta Solik from Poland is going to be joining us. And she has some beautiful stuff. She does a lot of fashion stuff, but there's a lot of really excellent graphic design in what she does with the clothing, but also in the page. I'm very impressed with her work, and that's why I've invited her to join us. But that's in 3 weeks. I don't know what's happening in 2 weeks yet, but we will figure that out, and we'll have something lined up by then. So again, everybody, thank you for being here. This has been recorded, and as soon as it's edited, it will be available on my channel on YouTube, and I will post that link both in the comments section of today's event, but also post so that everybody can see that that is now available. Abby, we're really happy that you came today. And again, everybody, thank you for being here, and we'll see you again next week.